I've watched it since I had the VHS and the DVD, and in the original version of it, there is and I get why they cut it, because it really tonally kind of takes you out of the movie a little bit, but there is a whole sequence of a song that's in the original cut that is fantastic. And then once they did the remaster, I believe it was for the Blu-ray or for a couple of sets of the DVDs, they completely cut it out. The entire song.
I've heard about this. I heard about this, yeah.
And for the first time this year, Disney Plus has gotten it and they've added it back into the film.
Oh,
and
nice.
It's such a beautiful song. It's a very sad song, but you get to see this really great shot of Michael Caine singing along, crying, and it's just got so much emotion. I'm like, how the hell did y'all cut this out? But it's so fantastic, and they finally got it back on the Disney Plus version. So I'm loving that specifically about it, because I've got the soundtrack on my phone. I play it all the time, and the song, I listen to it, and it's such a beautiful song, and it just blows my mind that they were like, yeah, this kind of just doesn't fit in the movie, so we're just going to cut it out completely, and it kind of throws off. You get that extra scene of Scrooge in his past, and this one specifically is about, the love of his life and kind of that turning point where he went from just someone who was maybe just uncaring to someone who became kind of cold.
The original Muppets started off like you could be drinking scotch, right? I mean, those original Muppet shows were shows that you watch with your family, adults and kids alike. You had adult humor in there with the kids' humor. And then it started skewing a little bit more like, are these kids' movies? Do you think they were cutting it out because they put Muppets as kids? But I don't consider, again, Muppets, especially the original trilogy of the Muppet Movie, The Great Muppet Caper, Muppets Take Manhattan. I've never really considered those kids' movies because usually your parents or your aunts and uncles went with you and they were laughing at too. And you can tell Jim Henson was sneaking in jokes for the adults that he knew were watching too.
Well, he was kind of like Pixar before Pixar. He knew that you can't just play to the kids. You have to give the parents something, because then that way, as the kids grow, they'll start to appreciate the other jokes that they didn't get as young children. I know there's probably stories out there that talk about why they cut it. I think, honestly, all the music in the film is really upbeat and bright and joyful and things like that. And this is a ballad that's sung about sadness and about losing love. And so I'm guessing that maybe they just were like, well, it's tonally, it kind of just brings the film to a stop. And for 3 minutes, you kind of just watch this happening, because it's literally, it's a ballad. There's not that many camera angles. It's just kind of shot from a few different points, and they just let her sing it. And she's so good. She's got such a beautiful voice. And I think that tonally, it just kind of probably threw him off a little bit. And they were like, we don't need this, and they just took it out. But since that happened, there's been this furor from like fans of it online, put the fucking song back.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't go back and edit. George Lucas is the only one that can do that. No one else can do that.